in. So let's get flat on our bellies. That's what prone means. Open up your hands and then lift your leg up and around. Whoa, try to rotate that upper body in the opposite direction. Try to keep the shoulder down. But just play around with angles with this one, guys. You can kind of maneuver yourself to feel the good stretch in that lower back. You're gonna take your time. We're gonna do about 2 minutes worth of this. So you can stay on each side for a couple seconds. Take a few deep breaths and then just go back and forth. Maybe bring that toe up a little higher towards your shoulder. Is that your foot? Really? No. Okay.
No.
Key component is to make sure you're breathing. Yeah. All right, guys. Next up, roll to V-sit. So you can grab behind your knees, get a nice roll back, and come up, and then reach forward nice and gently. Go back, tuck your chin down, roll that lower back. It's probably one of the only times I'll say tuck your chin and flex the spine. You don't want to make a habit of that unless you're stretching with something like this, nice and gentle on the lower back. Focus, man. Live in the present. So, warm up is 10 rounds, 15-minute time cap. Those of you who have not been here this week. It is easy, there's low reps. Please don't make it a finisher. I had to yell at the, not yell, I had to talk to
Advise.
I had to advise, consult, coach the morning crew to kind of simmer down, because as soon as they just go, they don't know how to stop and pace themselves. We have an hour. That's it. So take your time with it. The hour is structured. We give you enough time in between each section of it. But let's get forward. Here, move forward. Kneeling pullovers are your first exercise. Keep that core nice and tight. Pull over, get a good stretch. And then on your way down, what am I looking to do right here?
Keep your elbows in.
Elbows in, and what else?
Tighten your legs.
Start using a row principle, right? Start pulling the shoulder blades back, right? I saw this a lot. And shoulder just doesn't look healthy when you do that, right? But when you pull over, you start thinking about rowing, pulling the elbows back and using the upper back muscles, it becomes a great exercise. This, you're gonna jack up your shoulders. So it's only 5 of those. Next up, push press. Push press means, get the camera here, make sure I'm in. Just a slight little dip in the knee, then get that weight up. Take your time. Each rep, make them as powerful as quick as possible. Only 3, so you don't, not like you're taking a lot of time doing them. Next up, squat crawl out. So low squat position and crawling yourself all the way out to a high plank. Crawling yourself back, staying in that low squat position. You want to use some dumbbells, feeling froggy, you have 10 rounds to play around with it. So if you're using dumbbells, it's just going to take a little bit more control and of course time and strength. That's with the dumbbells. You don't have to do them with that, it's just an option for you guys. 10 rounds, 15 minutes, you got plenty of time. Supersets is the name of the game this week. 2 sets of supersets, 2 different styles of supersets. Every 2 minutes on the minute is going to be your pace. First up, on here on the top half of our work period is going to be 2 exercises back to back. That is what a superset is. So your first exercise is going to be a bent over fly. A couple different ways you can do it, and I encourage you to test out both ways. Once you're in that 90-degree position, that hinge position, and shoulders are back, obviously you never want to round your shoulders, right? So pulling back here, make sure the upper back is engaged. Palms are facing, well, let's just say pinkies are facing out, okay? And you're pulling out this way, okay? That is a rear fly, right? You're flying backwards, basically. That's why we get that name, right? Pinkies are out. One way to do it. Another way to do it, knuckles facing each other, for our fingernails facing each other, and then doing the same exact thing. Slight bend in the elbow, and you're pinching those shoulder blades back, okay? Now, this way, palm down, here, is going to be targeting more of your rear deltoid, the back of your delt. Shoulder has 3 delts: the front, the medial, and the back. Those shoulder functions, right? So that's what here, pinky out, is going to target more back here, right? When you're this way, fingernails facing each other, you're going to get more of that upper back, the mid back. See that big chunk of meat all the way down the strip? You're going to get more of that when you do that style. So your call, I encourage you to do both. When you're doing 6 to 8, then you're going right into a bent over row, one arm at a time. So you're here, a couple different ways you can do it. You can just literally lean one elbow, the opposite elbow on the knee, keep a good strong posture, stagger your stance this way, and then press the dumbbell forward, and then start pulling it back first. So it's pressing forward, and then you're gonna go right into a row. This little bit of stretch helps activate the lats prior to actually doing the rep. So you create a nice little rhythm of this way. And if you notice, I'm pulling my elbow low toward my waist to target lower lats down here. Okay? When you come up this way, using more shoulder, using more trap, and it's really not a good shoulder function exercise. So think about nice proud chest, and driving that elbow low towards your waist. Now I just put on the board, I actually erased it because it was all smudgy. You gotta feel it. Every rep you gotta feel where you're supposed. That's why I'm telling you guys where you should be feeling it every single rep. Okay? This half is gonna be, these are straight sets, 6 to 8. Here is gonna be progressive overload. So every time you go back to this, we're doing 4 rounds. Every time you come back to this exercise, try to go a little bit heavier each time, but stay in that 4 to 6 rep range. Make sense? You guys should have about 30 to 45 seconds rest each round. Once you do 4 rounds, we're going to take a 2-minute rest, and then we're going to head into 2 more exercises down here to be done as a superset. The first one is going to be an alternating cross-body hammer curl. Which muscles do you think are working? Maybe I'm not doing it correctly. Biceps. Just your elbow should be moving. Your shoulder should not be moving. Shouldn't be moving to get that dumbbell up. It's literally just elbow flexion. Okay, you're coming across your body. If you start doing this, it's either too heavy or you're not keeping the upper back tight. Okay, so all that area, we talked about isolation, is hitting this part of the arm. Biceps and a little bit of your forearm. Okay, but you want to keep those dumbbells close to your body. We're doing 10 each. And then the next exercise with this superset is going to be a reverse grip bent over row. So now you're going to be here and you're going to do palms up. Now what that does is it rotates your shoulders out, but it also helps activate the lats before you even do any movement. It's just getting those muscles kind of prepared for the work. Now here you're pulling the elbows low, same thing, towards your hips, and keeping the good strong posture as you come up. But this time, I want you to go slow and controlled. So think about 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the way down. Right back into your next rep. So you're counting basically 3 to 4 seconds on the way up and 3 to 4 seconds on the way down. And make sure you're squeezing those elbows back. All right, finish your time. It's 5 rounds with increasing work time, increasing rest time. All you gotta worry about is just doing these 2 exercises as many times as possible. First one is a hollow hold for 20 seconds. Squeeze that, tuck that butt underneath, flatten that lower back, shoulder blades off the ground, toes up off the ground, you're holding here, okay? Trying to squeeze your quads, and everything is nice and tight, holding for 20 seconds. Don't hold your breath though, that's not good. As soon as you're done with 20 seconds of that, you're gonna do butterfly sit-ups. So feet together, knees out, big exhale, on the way up. So it's inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. If you wanted to, you can use a leg dumbbell. You guys here can use a medicine ball, but you're doing 10 reps on the butterfly sit-ups. So those 2 exercises back and forth. I'm gonna keep you accountable for your time, for your rest, and your work. Okay? So that's all you're worrying about. There's gonna be a running clock up there. The first round is 30 seconds. So you're only going to get a few butterfly sit-ups in within that 30-second block. Okay, so then where are you starting the next time you go back to work? Butterfly sit-ups. Just finish your round here, and you're keep on rotating through this. Okay?